Listen up.
Welcome back to the Jake Asman Show. Time now for some quick hits.
You gotta move quickly.
There's no time.
Move fast there, come on! And here we go on a Monday installment of America's favorite sports talk radio segment. It is time for Quick Hits right here on the Jake Asman Show. And Quick Hits this morning is brought to you by Free All Deep Penetrating Oil. It spreads deep into those rusted or frozen parts, freeing them with ease. The 3-part formula delivers 3 times more lubricant. It takes less spray, less torque, and less time than any other penetrating oil to get the job done. Free All is also body shop safe, which means it's safe on paint, plastic parts, and is silicone free. You can find Free All on the shelves at any AutoZone, O'Reilly, or Napa Auto Parts store, and also at select Walmart stores. A whole lot to get into this morning here on Quick Hits, and we begin with what was an absolute spectacle, depending on how you want to use the word spectacle. Mayweather-Paul in Miami on pay-per-view. It went the distance. It went 8 rounds. Mayweather did not knock out Logan Paul. So I'm sorry. I understand that, Floyd was never in danger of losing. I understand that he kind of just sparred and he made millions of dollars by doing that. But honestly, Logan Paul being able to now say he went 8 rounds with one of the best boxers of all time and didn't get knocked out, I don't care how it looked. I consider that a win for Logan Paul. I mean, Ron, you fight with Floyd Mayweather. It's your second ever fight, and you don't get knocked out. I consider that a win if you're Logan Paul.
Now, have you seen all the video clips, or did you watch the fight?
I did on my phone. I did not pay a dime. And that's another thing. Let me say this. Anyone who bought this fight and then goes on Twitter or goes on any form of social media and complains about it, that's on you, bro.
Yep.
If you bought this and then complain about it, like pot be kettle. Like, look yourself in the mirror. That's like going to, McDonald's and being upset that the quality of the food was not, a Roots Chris. Like, you know what you're signing up for. If you bought it and then are still upset about it, that's on you. If you bought it and you watched and you're like, whatever, it was entertaining, I knew what I was getting, then great. That's the attitude you should have, because if you bought this thing expecting a real boxing fight, expecting to see, Mayweather, fight Muhammad Ali, I mean, I got a bridge I want to sell you. I mean, if you actually paid and are upset, that's on you, not on Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather for making all this money.
Yeah, because one thing was clear. Logan took it very seriously. Mayweather did not. But I will say this. There is a conspiracy theory floating around right now that Mayweather did, in fact, knock Logan Paul out. And the clip that I've seen looks pretty convincing, because Mayweather catches Logan completely in the ear hole. Logan is going down. Mayweather holds him up. So I'm thinking Mayweather wanted to go 8 rounds.
Well, he knocked him down or hit him in the face. And obviously I saw the clip where Floyd kind of holds him up. But, that was kind of the story of the fight. Like, they were hugging each other the whole time. Like, that was the only way Logan Paul could get through the 8 rounds. He used his 6'2" frame against 5'8" Floyd Mayweather and just kind of grappled with him to, make it through 8 rounds.
Yep, he was swinging hard. I mean, he kept swinging at air, though.
He tried. I mean, look, I don't blame Logan Paul for getting the money and getting the opportunity. I don't blame Floyd for taking the fight. But anyone that's like, oh, how dare they put on that show? I paid good money. That's on you. I didn't pay a dime, and I saw the whole thing. And guess what? If you don't know how to do that, then that's on you too. Like, find a way to watch without paying instead of giving these guys $50, because I wasn't paying a dime for this.
Yeah. That's why I said Mayweather has a great quote about that.
Well, okay. So let's first hear from Logan. This was Logan Paul when asked about the fact that he went 8 rounds with Floyd.
I knew if it went the distance, I won, technically. But that wasn't the game plan. When you're fighting a guy like Floyd, the legend, the boxer, kind of relying on him to figure out the game plan and then just playing off his. I think I got him with a good shot in that first round, which kind of threw him off a little bit. And I mean, surviving against Floyd Mayweather, is great. He's my second opponent. Floyd Mayweather is my second opponent. And so, I mean, I'm happy. It's good. It was good fun.
Oh, yeah. It is good fun. Especially when you're Logan Paul and you made millions of dollars to go toe-to-toe with Floyd and didn't get knocked out. I mean, Jake Paul's claiming that Logan won the fight. Obviously, that's not true, but they could claim that because they went 8 rounds. Logan didn't get knocked out, and that's why I felt like Floyd should just knock them out just for the sake of it. Oh, but Jake, what if Floyd was paid to not knock him out?
Yeah, but wasn't there no knockouts?
No, you were allowed to knock the other person
You
out.
knocked it out, but you couldn't win.
There was no judging, so there was no winner. It was an exhibition. But man, I don't know. I think Floyd should have knocked him out.
I think he could have at any moment he wanted to.
But we say that, but he didn't.
I know he didn't.
And I don't think Floyd cares. But if I'm Floyd, like I'm not letting people like try and like tarnish my legendary career by saying, "Oh, you couldn't even knock out a YouTuber, bro." This was Floyd Mayweather on the fight, and this was Floyd trying to put it all in perspective.
His brother's saying that he won the fight. I'm assuming trolling you, so to speak. But what are your thoughts on that?
He's entitled to feel. He's entitled to feel how he want to feel. I mean, a guy that's retired like myself, train a few days a week. I mean, I'm not training every day for this. For me to be retired, to be a grandfather, and to come have some fun with a guy that's in his 20s. When the money comes, we'll see who's the real winner. Because at the end of the day, I'm going into the Hall of Fame for boxing. And I have nothing to prove.
Translation? Yeah, I didn't really care to knock him out. I made a ton of money, and all I had to do was just spar with him for about 30 minutes, and I'm going to walk away with millions more.
Yeah. Well, it's estimated that they don't know the total figures, but he probably got 50 to 100 mil.
I mean,
for this fight.
Shame on anyone
for this non-fight.
Yeah, for just sparring. Shame on anyone that paid for that. But if you complain about it, you're part of the problem.
No, it is.
Speaking of Floyd Mayweather, here's an excellent quote on Floyd basically telling us who exactly Floyd Mayweather is.
If you don't like me, don't write about me. If you guys don't want to see me do no exhibitions, don't come. Don't watch. I come on record and tell y'all, when it comes to legalized bank robbing, I'm the best.
See, I respect that because he's right. You don't need to buy this fight. I didn't support Floyd or Logan, but I watched the whole thing, and I'm proud to admit that. I don't care.
So you didn't get robbed?
No, I didn't get robbed. I got free entertainment. And if you're like, Jake, isn't that illegal? It might be. I don't really care. I mean, I don't know if it is or not. Someone sent me a link. I opened it. I watched the fight. I don't know. Like, if you're complaining about this, that's on you. Floyd's right. It was legalized bank robbery. At least he's honest. He's basically telling you, yeah, I'm going to do this because there's a lot of dumb people out there that will buy this.
Yep.
I'll make money. And if you bought it, I don't blame you for buying it. Just don't complain about it. Like, you knew what you were signing up for. If you thought you were
had to know what you were signing up for.
If you thought you were getting anything different than what you saw last night, that's a you problem, not a Logan Paul, Floyd Mayweather problem. I'll defend those guys on my deathbed for what they did last night. I have no issue.
Yeah, no, they provided a product that people wanted.
Supply and demand, baby.
Yep.
Supply and demand.
Not a whole lot of people wanted it, but people still wanted it.
Enough people wanted it where, guess what? As you said, Ron, Floyd's probably walking away with 50-something million bucks.
Yeah. 50 to 100 million for that fight.
And Logan Paul gets to now forever say, I went 8 rounds with an undefeated Hall of Fame boxer and he didn't knock me out.
Which, something we always said back in my day was, hey, would you go around with Mike Tyson? Because during that time, Mike Tyson was wrapping up fights in 90 seconds. You couldn't even go one round. And, we'd always talk about that. It's like, you know what? It all depends on the amount of money. Step in the ring with Tyson for a round. Man, for me, it would just be running away from him as much as humanly possible for 3 minutes.
How much money would you need?
I would need a lot.
Prime Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
You're in the ring. How much money
I need Floyd Mayweather money.
Like, you would need life-changing money to do that.
I would need life-changing money. I'm not going in for like $1,000.
No. I mean, you need.
That's not even cover the hospital bill if he basically, this is what would happen, right? He could swing at me and miss me, and I'm going to the hospital.
$500,000. Would you get in the ring with
Prime
Mike Tyson?
That's not too life-changing.
$1 million.
Maybe. Now you're getting to the ballpark.
So you'd go in the ring with Mike Tyson for
back in his prime?
Yeah, we're talking
when literally one punch of his would kill me.
Yes, here's the scenario. Prime Mike Tyson at the height of his powers. You have to be in the ring with him for one full round.
Yeah,
How
3
much
minutes.
money do you need to be paid to actually say yes?
Yeah, that definitely would have to be 7 figures at least. Maybe more. Maybe 8.
I probably would do it for $300,000.
Would you?
I mean, I got student debt to pay off, man.
But do you think? Well, that's all going to be absolved soon. But do you think you would?
I've heard that for years. I've heard that one for years.
What would your fighting strategy be? Just to run away from him for 3 minutes?
Yes, I mean, or just get the knockout over with. I would flop. I would pull a Jose Canseco in the rough and rowdy on Barstool and just flop and be like, I can't go. My shoulder hurts.
Yeah. No, I have no problem. Like once when you guys meet to the center of the ring and you touch gloves,
I fall. That's
fall
it.
right there.
Done. Flopping. Done. But Jake, you're such a you know what. I'll laugh all the way to the bank, just like Floyd did last night. Just like Floyd did. All right, to the NBA. Let's rapid fire and hit on it. Clippers found a way to get it done at home.
The Clippers with a ridiculously impressive comeback. The Clippers comeback is officially complete. LA goes down 0-2 at home in this series and becomes just the 6th team in NBA history to come back from a deficit of that magnitude and win it.
Noah Eagle on Clippers radio with the call. So the Clippers beat the Mavs 126-111.
So disappointing.
A home team finally wins a game in the series, and the Clips move on. They will now take on the Utah Jazz in the second round starting tomorrow night. Luka Doncic did all he could. He had 46 points, 14 assists, and 7 rebounds. But it wasn't enough. Luka, after the game, when asked if he's proven anything in his career.
We've been in the playoffs twice since I'm there. We lost both times, so nothing yet, You get paid to win, so we didn't do it.
It's tough because I love watching Luka play, but man, that team is just not any good besides him. It's really not. I mean, Porzingis averaged 13 points a game in the series. He's being paid more than guys like Giannis and Beal and Holiday and Julius Randle, Jamal Murray, Jaylen Brown. He's making over $30 million a year. And he's just not good. I don't know how else to say it. He's a 7'3" Kyle Kuzma. You watch Porzingis play, that's what he is. And Luka could do everything possible to give his team a chance to win. We've seen it now over the last 2 years. Their ceiling is about a first-round exit unless they get better players around them.
No, you're absolutely right. And in your in the rundown that you provided, you said, who needs more help, Dame or Luka, or you put Lillard and Luka. And Lillard is always a hard name for me. I'm just going to go Dame. I got one better for you. Mark Cuban needs to make a play. Just bring Dame to the Mavs. And then I think you might have an unstoppable team.
Can I offer a better suggestion?
What, Luka to the Blazers?
Luka and Lillard team up to form a super team.
That's what I'm saying.
In New York City. At Madison Square Garden.
You want them all to go there. You can't have your cake and eat it too, Jake.
What do you mean?
I'm just trying to make one move. You're trying to make 7.
I'm just trying to get superstars to play for the Knicks now. That's finally a possibility.
But I'm just trying to make one move. Dame to the Mavs, and then you have a super team. And you're wanting to make 7 different moves to make your team better.
I don't know if they have
why
enough.
Why not both of them team up with LeBron and Anthony Davis?
Well, let me ask you this.
For half a season with Anthony Davis.
That's true. What does Dallas have to give up?
I have no idea.
They don't have a lot of their picks because they used those picks.
Maybe they could sell the unicorn status.
Portland would not want Porzingis, and Dallas doesn't have a lot of their picks. So I don't think they have enough to truly get a guy like Dame Lillard.
All right, then ship Luka to the Blazers.
Who needs more help though, Lillard or Luka? I would argue it's Lillard because he's been there for 9 years. He's 31. He's older.
He's coming. His time is ending soon.
Luka is just 22.
Yeah,
there's still time for him.
No, I mean Dame's. There's a little bit more desperation for Dame at this point.
Final point on the Clippers, by the way, those that are saying they exercise their demons, like I saw Ty Lue say, this puts behind our playoff choke job last year. No, it doesn't. You won a first-round series. You have 2 of the best players in the NBA. You have Kawhi Leonard on your team.
And you barely won a first-round series.
Right. You barely beat a team that's vastly inferior to you roster-wise.
You actually beat one player, but you lost 3 games to one player. An entire team lost to one player.
Right.
Let's be real about it.
No, it's just crazy that
you're not hanging banners in the rafters just yet, Clippers.
We exercised our playoff demons. I mean, maybe if you get to a conference finals for the first time in your franchise history, you could say that, but not after you beat not a bad team, but a mediocre Mavs team in the first round. I mean, come on.
Yeah, who they play next? Jazz?
They play the Utah Jazz.
Yeah,
beat the Jazz, then we'll talk.
The Jazz.
Exactly. Finally.
Actually, even then, if you beat the Jazz, I'm still not talking.
I mean, look, I get it, Laker fan. I get it. Game 1 yesterday. Hawks, Sixers. We get to that next here on the Jake Asman Show on Sports Map Radio.
The middle.
Look, maybe we can introduce you to the 42.5-inch shaft for the